there be a discovery made in the near future that rewrites the entire history and perception of the human evolutionary timeline? This is a question that has plagued me since I started to research the human evolutionary timeline. Is it possible that one single discovery changes everything so drastically that we can no longer accept the current believed theories? This video is proudly sponsored by Humankind. But as always, more on the sponsor later in the video. My name is Kaylee, and in this video I'm going to look into the possibility that our current perception and the current known theories of the human evolutionary timeline need to be rewritten completely. So for a long time it was believed that the Oldowan stone tools were the oldest. They were created between 2.6 and 1.7 million years ago, and this was believed until 2015, when stone tools were discovered at Lomekwi in Kenya. The Lomekwian stone tools date back as far as 3.3 million years, changing the perception that archaeologists and paleoanthropologists of the Homo species had that were able to create these stone tools. The discovery of the Lomekwi stone tools pushed back the timeline for the creation and usage of stone tools by almost 1 million years. So discoveries like these have the ability to rewrite history, even if the general public isn't being made aware of it. Of course, you can ask yourself why the general public has no clue, but it all has to do with someone's interest. Not everyone is as excited about history as I am. I'm extremely aware of this fact. Extremely aware of this fact. Especially when I look into my immediate circle of friends and family. Only a few of them are interested in history like I do. So even if a discovery like this is covered in the news, the people who generally aren't interested in history will forget about it the moment the topic in the news ends, unfortunately. I do honestly think, however, that nearly everyone in the world is aware of one thing, which is a yearly occurrence on February 14th. Yes, you guessed it. Valentine's Day is just around the corner, and this is going to be the first Valentine's with my new boyfriend Kevin. Because I wanted our first Valentine's to be special, I decided to treat him, as well as myself, on a few unique pieces of jewelry. This way we'd have something matching that will always remind us of each other. The pieces are from Humankind, today's video sponsor, who's known for handcrafted watches, jewelry and other accessories made from wood, stainless steel and stone. And because we all know we need to treat ourselves from time to time as well, there's no shame in getting yourself something for Valentine's Day either. I did, got myself something, and I got him something. I decided I would give Kevin a beautiful watch and ring that match, and it would look great with his preferred clothing style. The watch I picked out for him is the Serengeti. This watch is made from maple wood and stainless steel in black and has a solar tech movement, so that he doesn't need to worry about a battery change. And I got the Santorini watch for myself. I felt like it would look good next to the watch I got him, and I love the shimmering of the nacre in the dial. I would also like to mention that the packaging in which these items arrive not only look amazing, but have a dual purpose, as you can keep your jewelry and watches safe in the boxes they are shipped in. Perfect for those that aren't handy when it comes to wrapping gifts. Like me. I'm not good at it. Each piece created by Humankind is unique, thanks to nature creating all these different grains and marbling and iridescence in wood, stone and nacre. We all know how much I love nature, as I have often mentioned the preservation of ancient structures and the importance of preserving the climate. Which is why I'm extremely happy to be teaming up with Humankind, as they are partners with the Jane Goodall Institute. They support reforestation projects and various other projects that focus on environmental protection. The young Austrian team has been creating natural high-quality watches, jewelry, sunglasses and unicases that are unique. As every person is unique, so will be their items they buy from Humankind. The reason as to why I'm just showing you the products instead of my boyfriend or me wearing it is because it's still a surprise up to this point. It's not Valentine's Day yet, so he doesn't even know I've got this stuff in the house. So fingers crossed he's not gonna watch this video, because if he does, it'll ruin the surprise. If Healthcare now sounds like the perfect gift for your significant other or just for yourself, click the link in the description down below to get a 15% discount on all products, plus one wooden postcard of your choice for free with your personal Valentine's Day message. But to go back to the question that I've been asking myself, could there be a discovery so big that it has the potential to become general knowledge? A discovery that rewrites human history in such a way that it becomes massive news worldwide? I personally think it's possible. And not only that, but with new techniques emerging as we advance our technologies and our more thorough approach to excavation sites, I think this might actually happen sooner than some could think possible. We might actually find one or more of the ghost species that we know have existed because we have found traces of their DNA within our genomes in modern times. We might find an entirely new, up until this point unknown species that changes everything we thought we knew about evolution. A species that we haven't found in our DNA, a species that might change everything. We might actually find new evidence on already known species that changes everything we thought about the capabilities of ancient species and how we have perceived them up until now. The reason I'm so convinced of this is simple. There have been numerous discoveries in the past decade alone that changed the human evolutionary timeline, that made anthropologists rewrite the known history up until that point. It has happened before. Not on this major scale that I'm theorizing about, but it has happened before. There have been new species discovered in the past few years alone, like Nesher-Ramla Homo in Israel and Homo boduensis, which was discovered in Ethiopia, that is linked as a direct ancestor to us, Homo sapiens. Homo boduensis is barely known by the general public. Most people have never even heard of them, unfortunately. Which is why I'll be sure to create a video on this species, because it's important to make the information more readily available to everyone who's interested. And I think a species overview video is always a great way to do that. Which is why I've been doing them, even on species that are barely known, and those videos don't always perform well, but at least I try my best. Of course, there's the discovery of Homo naledi, a species with a brain smaller than a chimpanzee. But we now know that they had the capability of the creation and use of fire. This is something that was always believed to have only been an ability of the larger-brained hominins. So in the past year, there's been numerous discoveries that changed our perception, like archaeologists that discovered the oldest known surgical amputation that was carried out 31,000 years ago, which changes the perception of human knowledge during the Ice Age, and in itself has the ability to rewrite human history, as it wasn't believed people in the Ice Age were capable of such an invasive surgery, where the person was not only able to survive, but they were able to survive without infection. And yes, I covered that on my channel, of course. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. In the past year, we have found that Neanderthal brains developed differently from our Homo sapiens brains, and that Neanderthal gene variants have the ability to slow down drug metabolism. And we also discovered that a very specific Neanderthal gene variant carried down to us, Homo sapiens, had the ability to protect the carriers against COVID and its more severe side effects. And of course, there's the discovery of the species of Denisovan, only known from a few fossil fragments, but they were one of the ghost species whose DNA are carried within our genomes in certain parts of the world. As much as 5% of DNA of certain individuals in Southeast Asia and Australia can be Denisovan, which is really quite a high percentage. Not only that, but it was discovered that the Denisovans were not just secluded to the region of the Denisova cave in Siberia, but a mandible was discovered in Tibet in 2019. And just last year, in 2022, a tooth was found in Laos, in Southeast Asia, proving that Denisovans inhabited a much larger area than previously thought, which already changes our perception of this species. Another one of these incredible finds was made in 2017, when archaeologists re-excavated the area of Jebel Irut in Morocco, where they uncovered more fossils and collected sediments to help identify and date the remains of Homo sapiens individuals. They discovered that the remains at Jebel Irut date back to around 300,000 years ago, pushing back the timeline for our very own species by at least 100,000 years. The strange thing about this is that the area of Morocco wasn't even considered to be a place of our origins. But who knows? We might even find older remains in other locations on the African continent, changing the timeline of our own species once again. These are just some very quick examples of discoveries that have been made in the past decade alone. Technology is advancing in a much faster rate in the past few years, and I feel like we are on the verge of that one big discovery that changes everything. But until that discovery is made, we still need to rewrite our history books in the meantime. We need to spread the knowledge that these discoveries that I've just quickly mentioned have provided us. And it's time to completely let go of the old ways of thinking. A small-brained hominin is capable of doing extraordinary things, Homo naledi, because it's not the brain size that matters. It's how the brain is structured and organized within. You can't see brain development when you're only looking at the size of it. So I'm extremely excited for the upcoming years in the field of anthropology and paleoanthropology, and I'm curious what archaeologists will uncover. But my question to you is, what do you think? Do you agree with me, or do you have any scientific-based counter-arguments? Let me know in the comments down below. And don't forget to, check out Holzkern and look at the amazing stuff they have, and maybe buy yourself or your significant other or someone else you love dearly a piece of jewelry or a watch or maybe a unicase or sunglasses. It's amazing, and yeah, highly recommend checking it out. Click the link in the description down below to get a 15% discount on all products, plus one wooden postcard of your choice for free with your personal Valentine's Day message. But with that said, if you enjoyed watching, then don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you'd like to see more of these kind of videos, and click that bell icon if you want to be notified whenever I upload. If you haven't seen my previous videos yet, then don't make me cry in a corner. Just click the card in the upper right corner or click one of the links in the description down below. The links in the description go straight to my playlist, and I always put videos in the end card as well for you to check out, so highly recommend doing that. I also want to thank my patrons and my channel members. Thank you so much for supporting me. I'm eternally grateful. I may not always show it, but I really am. We also have Kat. This is Lila. She's back. She sometimes wants to cuddle. Boris is meowing because now he wants to be on my lap, and they can't go together because she doesn't like that. But yeah, with that said, I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.